ARK Invest is out with its big ideas of 2025. There are 11, all related to technology. Joining us now with more on her 2025 strategy and how tech could perhaps get caught in the crossfire of President Trump's trade moves, Cathie Wood, CEO and CIO of ARK Invest. Welcome, Cathie. Good to see you. I guess I would start by saying, for one thing, you know, the market has seemed pretty captivated by a lot of these disruptive technology themes, whether it's the AI infrastructure build out. Obviously, crypto has had an incredible run. Now, Tesla naturally has been on a roll in terms of excitement about autonomy and robotics. So what do you feel is left? What are the ripe ideas that you would like to be positioning for at this point?
Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, highlights the transformative potential of disruptive technologies in her Big Ideas 2025 report. She emphasizes that the AI revolution is just beginning, comparing it to the early internet era. Companies like Tesla, advancing in autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots, and Palantir, leading AI software platforms, are central to this shift, with massive opportunities ahead in automation and innovation. Wood sees healthcare as a major frontier for AI, accelerating drug discovery, reducing failures, and shortening development timelines. Technologies like sequencing and AI-driven research are paving the way for disease cures and breakthroughs in medicine, with companies like Recursion Pharmaceuticals already showing significant progress. She stresses the importance of diversification, cautioning against over-reliance on a few tech giants like Nvidia. With AI reshaping industries, Wood advises exploring opportunities across healthcare, robotics, and other sectors to balance risk and capture growth in a rapidly evolving market.
Well, I think that the AI movement has just begun, and we've been moving away from more hardware-centric tech infrastructure and so forth towards software. Palantir is a very expensive stock, but there's nothing like it in the software space. It is, we believe, going to dominate the biggest part of the tech stack when it comes to AI, and that's the platform as a service part of the stack. So very excited. And again, if you think about the AI revolution, we are today where we were when it came to the internet in the early to mid 90s. So again, we've just begun, and so we have miles to go. And then, of course, the applications. Tesla, not only do we have robo-taxis, but now humanoid robots. And so to give you a sense of slowly, then all at once, we certainly think with Tesla, robotaxi is this year. I know that Elon's been saying that it was going to be just around the corner for the past 6 or 7 years, and we thought it would be sooner, but it is here. That is a huge opportunity. What's happening faster than we expected is the humanoid robot opportunity. Tesla in the public markets, certainly Figure AI, Aptronic in the private markets. We own those in our venture fund. So lots of excitement around AI.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned, of course, that you thought that the autonomous implementation for Tesla might have happened by now. I mean, obviously, there have been these optimistic projections. I was looking back in 5 years ago on your website. You thought that 2024 Tesla's car sales would be 3.2 million as your bear case, and they were 1.8 million. So obviously, it's hard to project 5 years forward. Why is the world ready to pay up for many robots, actually?
So that time period is very important, Mike. Did we know about COVID? Our forecasts hinge importantly on unit growth, and everything stopped during COVID.
Yeah.
I think in terms of our forecast on EVs, we were much closer to the mark than most other analysts out there, certainly in terms of surprises relative to expectations, which drove the stock importantly. One other thing, just in terms of big ideas, I think the most underappreciated application of AI is healthcare. I think healthcare is responsible for an incredible amount of storage out there right now. Data is the name of the game. And healthcare, we've got 37 trillion cells in our body, and they're going to be sequenced as we're looking for cures. And so while robo-taxis might be the biggest application short-term, $10 trillion in the whole ecosystem over the next 5 to 10 years, we think the most profound application is in healthcare, and that it will lead to curing disease. It already is.
The market seems to, whenever it does kind of get enraptured with these big themes, want to have kind of a bellwether clear play, whether that was certainly Tesla in EVs, Nvidia in the AI infrastructure build-out. Is there something comparable in the medical applications of AI?
Well, I think you have to look at the sequencing technologies. That's where it's starting. So the Illuminas, the PacBios. But in terms of research in AI, there are a couple of names. Recursion Pharmaceuticals has just in 1 year, thanks to AI, and I think 1,500 GPUs, so very few relative to what we're seeing elsewhere, has driven the average number of hypotheses per researcher for new drugs up tenfold in just 1 year, from 20 to 200 per researchers. So we think that research and discovery is going to be impacted incredibly. And we also think that phase 1 and phase 2 drugs, which get very little love in the marketplace these days, especially phase 1 and anything preclinical, that now that AI is speeding everything up, we're going to see more value placed on those because the number of failures is going to drop and the time to market is going to accelerate. And we think cures are going to increase the value of patents, and this is not what the traditional world thinks, by anywhere from 2 to 20-fold. Because if we're curing disease, then we won't be falling off patent cliffs. And I do see Illumina getting hit today by the China announcement overnight. Illumina is the premier short-read sequencing company, and that's going to be very important in the blood tests that help us discern whether we have cancer or whether it is recurring.
Let's get some insights on the news shaping the markets. For that, we welcome in Ben Emmons is here, Chief Investment Officer, founder of FedWatch Advisors. Thank you so much for being with us. Wow. I mean, good timing on your part, because what a week we're having thus far. Can you give us a glimpse at yesterday's market reaction and what you thought about it?
Yeah, it was certainly a news reaction, as in, we got the news out of DeepSeek that they're able to generate these same ChatGPT for lower costs, and I think it was a wake-up call, as President Trump says. I think it was a good point about this price competition here that we didn't really price into these mega cap stocks, specifically Nvidia. And then obviously as that Nvidia gets a correction, which is as sharp as it was in the March of 2020, when we had a similar sort of drop of 18%.
Yeah.
This time around, obviously Nvidia with its weighted index has a far more substantial effect on the stock market than it had at that time. So I think if I step back from it and I say look at a more macro point of view, then we're going to get more price competition in the chip space. It's going to change the outlook for profits for these companies. Interim, it does mean that there's going to be pressure at times on the index itself, given the weight of these companies in the index. And I think this is the macro factor to the economy. Is AI now becoming such an influence on the economy that because of the swings in the stocks, outlooks change for inflation and the Fed, and also I don't think the Fed will react to this event per se, but they're having their eyes on it, because if it does go on, then financial conditions could tighten, that could impact economic activity. So it is actually a bigger picture too, as just a microcosm of DeepSeek versus ChatGPT and all that discussion.
What do you advise to folks and clients? I mean, when you think about this, could be a volatile time. We're going to wait to hear from the Fed. Look, there's like a 99% likelihood the Fed's not doing anything, but the language will be important. You have a slew of tech names coming out. I mean, huge earnings this week and next. What are you telling folks?
Well, this event showed that you really have to start thinking about diversification this year. That sounds simple, but it really is now of the essence, because if you have such a move coming from a few stocks, and it's been warned for over and over that this could potentially become a problem, I do think that folks need to think about other sectors to try to diversify around this particular technical effect of these Nvidia and other type of stocks. As to the Fed, it's more about, they're going to talk about the economy strong and all that, but they know that there's vulnerabilities here, not just this event in terms of the tech sector, but also what's going to happen with trade policy and the uncertainty thereof. So we're entering, I think, into a somewhat more uncertain period, and that just emphasizes a more defensive, diversified.
Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, discusses the immense potential of disruptive technologies in shaping the future, emphasizing the early-stage opportunities in artificial intelligence, robotics, and healthcare. She compares the current AI revolution to the early days of the internet, with companies like Tesla and Palantir playing pivotal roles. Tesla is advancing innovations in autonomous vehicles and humanoid robots, while Palantir is establishing itself as a leader in AI software platforms. Wood also highlights the accelerating impact of AI on industries, particularly healthcare, where breakthroughs in drug discovery, disease cures, and medical research are already transforming the landscape. Wood believes diversification is essential as AI-driven technologies reshape markets and industries. While companies like Nvidia and Tesla dominate the spotlight, she encourages exploring opportunities across healthcare, robotics, and sequencing technologies to maximize long-term growth and mitigate risk. As AI continues to expand its influence, balancing investments across emerging sectors will be critical for adapting to this rapidly evolving technological era. How do you think AI will impact industries like healthcare and robotics in the next 5 years? Are there specific sectors or technologies you see as undervalued opportunities in this AI-driven economy?